riffs are too repetitive, the lyrics make no sense. All the songs are B-sides and the cover art's a mess. There's so much here to tear apart. Listen to it for a week, now that week has passed. It's Why I Hate This Album podcast with Tim and Garrett.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Why I Hate This Album. I am one of your hosts, Garrett Harvey. With me as always, co-host extraordinaire, Lyle to my Eric, Timothy Richardson. Tim, how you doing, buddy?
Bad, Garrett.
Really? I kind of expected you to tell me that you were, aroused.
I'm not aroused. I have been having a heart arrhythmia this week.
Well, that doesn't shock me.
Yeah, well, it's kind of freaking me out because my heart will just stop or go real fast, one way or the other. Got to punch myself in the chest to get it back working.
You know what? I'm almost relieved to hear that. I've been wondering what all that chest punching was about.
I'm honestly a little insulted you didn't ask.
I don't know. Every time I thought about it, I just, I didn't know where it was going to go. And my best guess was you were reenacting that scene from Wolf of Wall Street with Matthew McConaughey. He starts beating on his chest, and I didn't want to be up on any part of that because once you start me down a McConaughey road, it just, we all know where it ends.
Yeah, it ends
sitting in the back of a Lincoln while he describes it to us for 6 hours.
Yeah, and then we all watch Fool's Gold. It's awesome.
Surfer Dude.
Not that one.
I've heard the Beach Bum's great, but man.
Yeah, but I feel like it might be Surfer Dude. There's a pretty good chance that if we tried to watch Beach Bum, we'd end up accidentally watching Surfer Dude again.
Man, that movie really burned us.
Yeah.
It was not good.
No, but he was handsome in it, so that's good.
Yeah, I was wondering why we watched that. Okay, that answers that. Tim, what album have we been listening to for an entire week?
We have been listening to the 2019 quote-unquote album, I'm using that term very loosely, of music, also using that term very loosely, 1000 Gecs by the band 100 Gecs. This was suggested by Ian, the Vi, aka Sad Boys Club, Brennan, Dasharu, and Days Hori Eugen 95, Amish Jack, aka Joshua, Luke Turgeon, former impeached president or possibly current day guy Andrew Johnson, and like 9 other people. There's a couple of people that have requested this like 9 times. Instagram does not have a great search feature, so feel free to write angry emails if I left you out.
Yeah, for whatever reason, this has been wildly requested. And I mean, I guess I understand it. It makes me a little sad. It kind of validates for you and I the age-old question. Do people tune in for the ha-has or to hear us suffer? And I think
somebody tried to kill me with that heart murmur thing this week.
There is no medical proof that 100 Gecs causes heart murmurs.
That's why it's the perfect crime.
Hold on. Let me carry the one. And yeah, no, I apologize, Tim. It does check out. Tim, do you hate this album?
Yeah, this is trash, Garrett. This album made me angry. What about you?
Oof, wow. Coming in hot and heavy. Not even a moment to elaborate. Tim, I gotta say,
you are also trash.
Listen, man, I am not trying to be a contrarian. Just don't look at me like that. I don't hate it yet. But let me say one thing. Okay. Let me say one thing. Okay, stop. Put the hammer back in the drawer. Okay. Hilarious. You're gonna smash my head in. Seriously, put it away. I understand and I validate your hate.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you are right to hate this. And I can understand completely where you're coming from. But there are some things in here that I'm very intrigued by, Tim. I can see the potential here. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm going to pose the question. Is there enough good in here to overcome the bad? You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. You just have to not hate it.
Let me give you a real quick answer to that question. No, there is not.
Such a pessimist. Tim, I'm curious, before this week, had you ever heard these Gecs 100 or 1000?
No, I had never heard of these Gecs before people started asking us to listen to this, and went into it blind. What about you? Have you ever heard any Gecs?
No, sir. This was my first Gecking. Didn't know what it was. I largely didn't even pay attention to the multiple requests for this until you said, hey, people really want us to do these Gecs. I took a look and you weren't lying.
That's the thing. If you really want us to do your album that you keeps suggesting, make a whole bunch of fake accounts, have all those fake accounts follow us on Instagram, have all those fake accounts request the same album, then keep following us. That's important. And we're more likely to do it because I think that it's more people, but really just you.
Which is algorithmically exactly the same as multiple real people do it. So if you want us to play that album and discuss it, just do those few simple steps. Oh, and also make sure each one of those accounts has its own individual unique device so that you can also download the show from that device and play it. You don't have to listen to it, but we'd prefer you did.
Yes.
In fact, you know what? Just listen to it and don't play them all at the same time. End to end is fine, but you're going to need to listen to it. But just those few steps is all we ask. All right, Tim, that's your history. That's my history. That is to say we have no history. We are Gec virgins this week. Well, not any longer. Now we're Gec whores. Up to our...
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Anyway, this is the part of the show where I say, Tim, before we can talk about this album, we need to understand where it came from. So take us on a journey. Help us understand, who are these Gecs and how did they get Gecking?
100 Gecs is made up of Dylan Marshall Brady and Laura Less, who both grew up in the suburbs around St. Louis, Missouri. They met in high school 2010 to 2012-ish at a rodeo, and then again at a house party where they decided to eventually make music together. Dylan Brady, who it should be noted is not the Dylan Brady who is a country singer with Tourette syndrome, much better album, much better episode, took piano lessons.
Gino, take a note. Country Tourette's. And for anyone with Tourette's, we're not going to, I can't make that promise. I was about to say we weren't going to make fun of that disease at all, Tim, but
we'll make fun of the disease. We won't make fun of you specifically unless you request it.
Hey, that's fair. Okay, keep going.
Dylan Brady took piano lessons in high school. He went to college to be an audio engineer for a few years where he put out some music he produced on SoundCloud. And then he kind of looks like Garth from Wayne's World had a love child with one of those ghost twins from that second Matrix movie, maybe.
God, you love those ghost twins.
I filter almost everything, every experience in my life through them in one way or another.
I don't want to know any more about that. Yeah, he's got a real D. Snyder thing going on.
Yes. Yeah, he's looks
toe-headed.
Yeah, there it is. All right. Laura Less is a transgender woman, and according to Wikipedia, she has a very distinct vocal style on this album, I guess we could say.
I'll concur.
And according to Wikipedia, she cited being transgender as contributing to the pitched up vocals, and I've got a quote for that at some point later, but she also studied acoustical engineering in college.
Okay,
so they're both kind of have this like producer-y background, which makes a lot of sense. Dylan self-released a bunch of demos and EPs as a solo act, including Swahili, Mango Juice, Zero Halliburton, and Saxophone Joe. Laura released a bunch of EPs as a solo artist as well, including Hello Kitty Skates to the Fucking Cemetery, Beach Summer Jams 2018. Dylan and Laura began making music together in 2015, kind of in Chicago, mostly because Dylan, and I'm quoting here, thought it would be really cool if we did it somewhere really cold.
Okay.
I guess it cool and cold? I don't know. Doesn't matter why. The name, it's a bit disputed. They kind of changed the story up a little bit, like the Joker explaining where he got his scars, but the main story is that Laura ordered a single gecko on the interwebs, which I guess you can do, and instead received 100 live geckos, which is too many geckos.
Tim, when you and I didn't live together, I cannot tell you how many times you almost were mailed a clutch of peacock eggs.
Oh, I would eat those eggs.
No. It would have been very clear that there were birds in those eggs.
Yeah, eating those eggs.
Gross.
Nothing really came from this collabo until 2019 when they, and this is a real thing, performed as a DJ duo at the 2019 Minecraft Fire Festival, which is not a festival as you or I would think of it, but rather people performing music in the game for online viewers or possibly robots.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Well, again, to me, it seems like the equivalent of us asking people to set up a bunch of fake accounts to like us on various social medias.
I was going to say more like us charging people money to come and have us hit play on our iPhone into a microphone and just play an episode of our show.
Oh, so it's basically like charging for an episode of the show, but we're there, it's live, but we don't interact.
We've pre-recorded the whole show.
Yep, cool.
We're just seated, pleasantly staring out at an audience that looks pretty pissed.
Perhaps we could be in the audience. We could, like, push play and then walk into the audience and take our seats.
Oh, I was going to say we have Gino come out and just hit play on like an old school tape deck.
Oh,
and
I
we're
like that.
secretly in the audience.
I like that.
And then we heckle ourselves.
Anyway, that was their big break.
And it is worth noting, at some point and maybe you're about to get into this, I don't know. I couldn't find the exact timeline, but at some point they move apart. He's in California, she's
Yeah, absolutely.
not.
Yeah, so Dylan moves to LA to pursue music, and Laura lives in Chicago, and they make this album essentially by emailing vocal and music tracks back and forth, and they finally released this album in May 2019, and it's a very odd way of doing it. You know, it's just basically her in her closet yelling into a microphone and then adding whatever layers to it that they do.
So many layers.
Yeah, they toured on that album a bit, and then they announced the remix album 1000 Gecs and the Tree of Clues, which was released in summer 2020. They also signed with Atlantic Records, and Dylan told NME they were trying to be really big, trying to be as big as Ed Sheeran. I don't know if he's being ironic or not, but
Yeah, that's the problem with the printed word.
obviously all their live appearances were canceled in 2020, but they did headline a different Minecraft festival because there are multiple Minecraft festivals.
I can at least understand why you would have a virtual festival now.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But they're
Mid-pandy, that makes sense.
I like calling it pandy.
I thought you'd enjoy that.
Their future is bright, though, or at least it seems to be. They're continuing to make music half from LA and half from Chicago. They are scheduled to perform at the Reading and Leeds festivals in 2021, the current year, and those will definitely happen because it is no longer 2020, so nothing can possibly go wrong.
So much has already gone very awry.
They also said, and this is, again, I don't know if they're just fucking around in interviews, but they're kind of hoping to do a soundtrack for a Disney movie. And the Why I Hate This Album podcast and its team reached out to Disney, and they did decline to comment, but I do kind of look forward to a Disney movie about scumbags who live in the Midwest scored by these two idiots.
Yeah, I can't imagine a topic that would lend itself well to this style of music and their particular proclivities for lyrics. I mean, maybe a PG-13 Pixar situation?
No.
Boy, that'd be weird.
No. I love Pixar movies, Garrett.
I know you do, Tim.
I love them so much. Not 1998's Godzilla much, but quite a bit, and I don't want these guys ruining it.
Well, that's out of your hands. Great history, Tim. That brings us all the way up to general thoughts. And boy, never with an album have I had both so much to say and yet so very little. How do you want to break this thing down? There is a lot we need to convey to our listeners.
Let's start with just the music, the general sound, I guess.
Okay.
Because I have some sounds like, and none of it's music.
We should probably begin with, it is all electronic, right?
Yeah.
This is an amalgamation of styles. This is something that's increasingly more popular with the newest generation of musical stars, particularly of the SoundCloud variety, where we've got breakbeats with dance, trance, dubstep, hip hop,
Hyperpop.
and
Don't forget
hyperpop.
about hyperpop.
Cannot forget about hyperpop. Hyperpop is maybe the overarching theme across all of these tracks.
Yeah, this album, it feels like somebody didn't listen to a wise old Asian man and fed music after midnight.
Oh my goodness. And it turned into this wild green creature.
Yeah, I kind of hate saying that because I think they might enjoy that description.
It's a good one.
This is what Jared Leto's Joker would listen to while he got disturbed tattooed on his forehead.
Ooh, well put.
It's trash. It's just trash. It's so bad.
I'm not going to call it that. It's
will.
noisy. It's messy. Not all of it is music. The lyrics almost entirely are bad. However, production style, and I'm not sure who to give credit to here. For some reason, I thought it was Dylan, but I could be totally wrong. Could be Laura.
I suspect it's Dylan mostly because I feel like Laura does more than 50% of the vocals and lyrics. I don't know. It's who knows, who cares.
Yeah, that's the impression I got. So we'll assume as much. In any event, my point is there are beats And there are parts of these songs that I think are really good.
There are. I will give you that. I will give you that there are moments where things are put together well. I think that overall it feels kind of amateurish though.
Oh, yeah. This is a mess.
Yeah. It felt like the Little Nick's Coronavirus song to me. More upbeat, obviously, but it had that like, this is my first try feel to it.
Yeah. Well, as I understand it, maybe you said this in the history and I just wasn't listening. When they got the deal to make this album, I'm not entirely sure they had all the songs.
No, I think they hit with that Minecraft thing and then they didn't really have that much. And it was just like, if you don't make something now, no one's going to give a shit in 3 months.
Right. So they put together an album and you can tell it's rushed. Usually we like to say, isn't there somebody in this food chain that says, hey guys, maybe let's take another pass. It's not first draft, last draft out the door. But I can imagine executives at Atlantic were just like, I don't get this at all. So maybe it's great. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe kids will like this.
It seems like the other stuff they made. So here you go.
Yeah, I copied down this quote. I know you've seen this episode of Parks and Recreation. It's the camel where everyone makes an art project.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have to explain what it is. And the Aubrey Plaza character says, this is a multimedia project. First, a bunch of rats are made of garbage. And this TV screen that'll be like a big flat screen TV, and it'll play looped videos of knee surgeries. And then this is a human-sized hamster wheel that will be next to the mural. If we can get one, it'll be spinning, and there'll be like a fat guy in it all the time, like screaming and eating raw beef and like bleeding and like blood will come out of his mouth and stuff. This album is the audio equivalent of that. It's thrown together. None of it makes sense together. For the most part, it's just kind of bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great.
I hear a lot of like D. Antwoord and 303, Chainsmokers, Skrillex. I even hear some Gwendolyn Stefani in here.
Sure.
But it doesn't go together. Or maybe it does go together, but these just aren't the people to put it together.
I think that this is a very young band that should have probably not had a record deal yet.
Okay, that's fair, yeah. Or if this had been their demo tape and then
you get them with a producer.
Exactly. Yes, that could work. I'm not saying
or even release it as a mixtape or an EP, cut it down from 10 to I don't know, let's be generous. 5-song EP that keeps everybody's mouth moist while you put together a real album. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But I come back to Tim. There are really catchy hooks. There are some lyrics in here that while I don't like the song, I'm like, man, there's talent here. I think for me, aside from some of the songs actually literally sounding like a Billie Eilish song, I sort of look at this with a Billie Eilish lens. I can't ignore the fact that these are two young artists that were thrust into the limelight, and this is their first very amateurish attempt. And so it's just hard for me to hate that. I'm not saying I can't. We're going to get all up in this business.
You're gonna. Billie Eilish, though, I don't think that comparison is quite apt because she has way more talent than this.
Yeah, okay. Yes. I'm just saying that I couldn't help but put into context what I was listening to.
That's fair. I don't know if you looked into their fan base at all.
Nope.
It is a giant support group.
What does that mean?
If you go on Reddit or type in 100 Gecs is trash, and you'll, because that's what I typed apropos of nothing, but you get all these stories of just like, I started listening to this ironically and now I actually like it. It's like the crack cocaine of music, but unlike crack cocaine, I'm not going to come around to liking this nonsense just because I made a commitment to stick with it for a full week and try it out.
We'll see. I'll keep playing it for you.
The audience mostly seems to know that it's kind of garbage music and they understand people not liking it. There's this weird attitude with 100 Gecs fans. If you hate it, they're just like, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. You're right to hate it. I personally like it, but you're right to hate it.
God damn, that kind of sounds like me at the start of this episode. Am I a Gec head?
You're a Gecker? A gecko even?
Well, I'm definitely not that. Anyway.
It kind of makes sense, Garrett the Gecko.
What do you mean? It would make sense that I'm a lizard?
I mean, I will tear that face off.
Please do not.
Find out. But my point is, more so than the face ripping, it works with the alliteration was all I was saying.
Oh, okay. Well, then we can quickly move off this without fear that you think I'm a giant lizard.
But now I'm kind of concerned.
Shouldn't be. Just don't even give it a second thought.
You do slow down quite a bit when it gets cold out.
I do.
Like a lizard.
Sure. No, that was obvious. It was obvious what you meant. Okay. Anywho, let's talk about the vocals.
Annoying.
I was going to get slightly more technical, but yes, they are annoying. Combination of, hopefully everybody knows what I'm going to say here, pitch shifting. That is where you turn the pitch on your vocals way up without distorting the delivery of those vocals.
I wouldn't say without. I mean, maybe there's a second thing that's done to distort them, but a fair number of these, they're auto-tuned and etc. to the point where I can't understand what's being said.
Oh, right. The pitch shifting is just step one of many. And then Dylan specifically, he loves him some serious distortion.
Yeah.
Like if his lyrics can be delivered as though he has put the microphone into his esophagus and then said them, he will do that.
Yeah.
That might be my least favorite part of all of these songs, is his delivery and then the dissension into madness at the end of most songs.
Yeah, and we'll get there.
Of course.
To me, both of their vocal, it's not even really a vocal style, the production that's put onto their vocals just drives me crazy. I do not care for it.
Well, yeah, you hate DeAntword, and this is DeAntword times a million.
Yeah, well, I hate robots, Garrett. I don't like them, I don't trust them, and I don't like when people try to be them.
Yeah, no, all that checks. You've said all those things on multiple occasions. Don't disagree. I can't defend you or robots, nor can I make you friends. I just have more tolerance for this, I think, than you do.
Maybe. The other quote I have is that the pitched up vocals, for the most part, according to Laura, that's at least in part due to, and I'm quoting here, gender dysphoria and using vocal modulation to explore gender. She said, "It's the only way I can record. I can't listen to my regular voice usually. I knew I liked nightcore vocals. From the first time I tried it, it sounded amazing to me. I was like, I'm never doing anything else."
I'm sorry, I didn't understand half of those words. Good for her, I guess. Maybe we should start delivering the entire podcast with nightcore vocals.
Ooh, yeah.
Anyway, let's get into these songs. Track number 1, 745, Sticky.
Waking up 5 in the morning, yeah. Throw money in the oven, yeah. Fuck sleep and his cousin, yeah.
I wish Sticky wasn't added onto the end of it.
I mean, it seems to be about drugs.
Kind of. I feel like a lot of these songs seem to be from the perspective of like working class Midwesterners. Is that fair?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I think that's accurate. That's their background.
Okay. Because a lot of it is just like, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to... Like,
yeah, this is some sort of techno-futuristic, what's his face?
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, this is some sort of wacky, like, bleep blorp in the year 2077. No, not even that. God, we're in 2021. In the year 2341, a musician emerged, a working-class hero, and it's these two a-holes.
So in your mind, this is like a Tim Bortley situation?
Well, I'm not ascribing that entire... I mean, there's a lot of weight there. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a similar feel. And in fact, this song in particular, Tim, I think might be about a robot.
Oh.
But we'll get there. We'll get there. The styles do change ever so slightly between songs. This one I thought was a little bit more of a pop song, a la your Nicki Minaj's, although way more auto-tuned.
Well, I don't think we need to say way more auto-tuned anymore. These are
everything.
Robots singing. There's
crazy distortion and pitch shifting.
There's no humanity in these voices.
Yeah, well put.
But yeah, it seems to be kind of a borderline rap song.
Okay, let's get into it. So she says, I make my money on my own, yeah. Waking up at 5 in the morning, yeah. Throwing money in the oven, yeah. Fuck Sleep and his cousin, yeah. That's your Nas reference. Reference to Fuck Sleep and his cousin being Death. I don't remember the Nas line, do you?
Something to the effect of Sleep is the cousin of Death.
Yeah. So yeah, she's getting up early. She's making that money. She's hustling. And then given the delivery, I think this could also be about a robot that is independent and doesn't need help from any humans. And he wants to prove that he's just as good as any old person.
Oh, I like that. I like that. A working class robot.
Yeah. Song goes on. I've been on a roll, yeah. I spend my money like it's stolen, yeah. Shit, I'm broken. It's only 7:45 in the morning, yeah. Not sure why either this robot and or Laura is broke at 7:45 in the morning. I assume they bought a fat sack, maybe?
I mean, I wish you wouldn't call it a fat sack, but yeah, sure.
Your words, not mine.
Almost exactly the opposite of the truth. Do you think that in the future, when robots have taken over, a certain percent of them will just be scumbag robots? Like, will it break down?
Absolutely.
Okay. So it'll break down very much like human society.
Yeah, there'll be, of course, the elites. Then there will be your average just working Joes like you and I, Tim, just out there trying to make their way in the world style robot. But then you're going to have your scumbag robots listening to Robot Sublime and drinking Robot 40s and smoking fat robot blunts.
I love this.
Yeah, okay. So
I
the
feel
song
like
goes
we
on.
might be listening to Robot Sublime.
Oh, that's not bad. There's a lot that this sounds like. Sometimes it sounds like a car accident.
Yeah, and we will get there because that's...
Right. Then Dylan comes in and he says, God damn, what the fuck? Feel like I'm not good enough. Get off me. I swear I'll do it all, do it all, do it all. That's why I'm thinking maybe, Tim, maybe this robot. I was trying to figure out what kind of robot. What kind of robot leaves the home, lives in the home, leaves the home, gets a job, becomes fiercely independent. Thinking sex doll. Because the line, get off me. I swear I'll do it all, do it all, do it all. Maybe it's some sort of sex doll, right? And one day it's like, I had it. I've had enough. I'm not going to just be your weird concubine. I'm going to get out there, make my way in the world, maybe become sentient, kind of a short circuit situation. Johnny Five is alive sort of a deal. You remember that movie?
I like this.
Yes. I wish it continued throughout the album, but it's really just this song.
Well, we'll find out. I bet it continues. We can make it happen. Really shoehorn it in there.
Yeah, well, it hasn't stopped us in the past. Song goes on. I'm done trying. New plan. Do what I want. Don't hold my hand. I can do anything I want. First try. You take 10 tries, hurting my eyes. So this could just be about empowerment and how sweet the Gecs are. Or this is a robot that, I mean, you got to imagine, Tim, robots would find humans to be irritatingly slow. It would be painful for them to watch us. Like a sex robot can probably bring you to orgasm in 1/18 of a time of a human.
I haven't done the math, but that sounds like it's in the right vicinity. Sure.
Yeah, I mean that's back of the envelope style. Don't quote me on that, but robots are efficient, so I got to imagine the robot could jay off like 1/18 of the time.
Yeah, but the other thing that kind of worries me here, okay, I can do anything I want first try. You take like 10 tries. It sounds like the robot is getting frustrated because you keep banging the robot. Not you, the person that's banging this robot.
Of course.
It keeps banging this robot, and from the robot's point of view, you already did it. You've already completed the task. So now the robot changes from, it takes you 10 tries to get off. You just keep trying and trying and trying, keep banging and banging and banging. So the robot's new plan is, I'm going to bang you so good you stay banged.
No, that's not a thing. Yeah. Death by snoo.
That's right. I was also kind of getting a little Bender vibe from this whole thing as well.
Yeah, no, it does seem like a alcohol and or drug abusing robot, but let's continue. Bad shit, got a check and I spent it. Money got me feeling like a dentist. I can do anything I put my mind to. You can't do anything even if you wanted to. Super lame diss. But let me direct you back to the first part of what I read. Is Dylan like referring to a dentist as like kind of balling out?
I don't know.
Money got me feeling like a dentist?
I think so. Are dentists known specifically for like throwing fat stacks around? Am I using that correctly?
I thought so. I know barely. I know a pediatric dental surgeon, and he's got a very modest home.
Well, maybe he's a modest man.
Could be. And he's got a bunch of kids, so that'll suck the money right out of your pockets. It's like
but maybe
Tim
this
around.
is a... Hey.
What?
That's fair.
You're a money sucker.
Yeah, that's... People are going to start calling me that. God damn it. This is how nicknames get started, you fuck.
Yep.
The point is that if this dentist was a single man or a single robot, a single bot, he might be just going to the robot strip club and throwing money around.
Well, Tim, you don't have to go to dental school to be a robot dentist. You just download the files.
Well, sure, but I think that's the equivalent. But here's the troubling part. Imagine you go to the dentist and you walk in and, you put the little bib on with the little alligator things and you're sitting there and all of a sudden a sex bot comes in. That's your dentist.
Well, how would you know it's a sex bot? Is it a sexy dentist?
It's not a perfect replica of a human. It's got that horrible gaping mouth.
No, Tim, it's not today's sex doll. If the doll has I guess we did give it short circuit powers. So I was going to say if the doll has sentience, chances are it's a far more advanced sex doll than today's horrible corpse-like silicone blobs. Why would anybody fuck that? Literally fuck anything else. Yeah. Fuck your couch. God, you ever meet a creepo kid like that in school, Tim told you he fucked his couch?
Oh, not in school, Garrett, but when I was an adult, lived with one for a while.
Tim, I did not fuck the couch. Do not like the picture you're painting. But I definitely met a kid who said he did.
I don't like in between the cushions?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't believe I'm going to tell this story. Okay, so his name was Matt. I won't give a last name. But yeah, he was just like, man, you know what I do? And I was like, no. I mean, I think so, but go on. And he was like, I get a plastic. This is so creepy. I get a plastic bag from like the grocery store, and I just fill the inside with lube, and I put it between the cushions, and I just fuck it. And I was like, wow, that's terrifying, Matt.
Here's the problem. I don't know if you've ever put lube in a grocery bag.
I can honestly say I haven't.
It's not staying in that grocery bag. And it's going to be a huge mess that he's going to have to explain to his mother.
Good.
Sure, but I'm just empathizing with Matt.
No, don't. That was not who you were supposed to empathize. You were supposed to empathize with me at the end of that story. I was trapped in his car. We were going to lunch. I had to sit through Wendy's with that guy. Why would you tell someone that?
Why would you tell somebody that on the way to somewhere? It's like you go on a date, you kiss somebody as you're dropping them off, because if it doesn't work out, you never have to see that person again. That's when you tell them the couch fucking story.
God damn, dude. People just like to tell me stuff they shouldn't. I had a kid that I incessantly made fun of in high school, and on picture day, he disclosed to me that he was wearing makeup. William, why would you tell me that?
Yeah,
I have to shout that now.
Yeah, until 28, you were a real mean guy.
I really was. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, much nicer now.
Much nicer.
Prince.
Much nicer. Comparatively, yeah. Anyway, the song basically decomposes into a dubstep nightmare of drum and bass with sound effects and a shouting person, and then I think there's a barking dog and a police siren.
Yeah, there's also some disjointed, like, video game music. There's jarring samples of car wrecks, screams, animal noises, and then I can't do the noise, but it sounds like the trailer for Inception.
Boom.
Yeah. And several of the songs on this album, the last quarter of the song is just that for some reason.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Tim. So this song is 2 minutes and 21 seconds. We have discussed every fucking line in it. And then the part that decomposes into a dubstep nightmare, that's with a minute to go.
Yeah.
We got 80 seconds of song and then just noise and barnyard animals.
Yeah. It's the worst pet sounds you've ever heard.
Track number 2, Money Machine.
You think you're so fucking cool, huh? You think you're so fucking tough? You talk a lot of big games.
The hit.
I enjoy not really the delivery of the opening lines, but I like the lines themselves.
Yeah.
She goes, hey, you little piss baby. You think you're so fucking cool, huh? You think you're so fucking tough?
Hold on. I'm pretty sure I called you a piss boy on this very show in 2018.
Let me read to you what I've written. This is exactly how Gary used to answer the phone every time I called him for approximately 3 years. They might owe you money. You've called me piss boy, you've called me piss baby, you've called me baby boy, you've called me piss boy baby, you've called me baby piss. I
wish I could remember why that started. Anyway, I'm glad you remembered.
I was acting like a little piss baby. I think it's obvious.
That's what it was. You were being a little piss boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Continue.
Hey, you little piss baby. You think you're so fucking cool, huh? You think you're so fucking tough? You got a lot of big game for somebody with such a small truck. Aw, look at those arms. Your arms look so fucking cute. They look like little cigarettes. I bet I could smoke you. I could roast you. And then you'd love it and text me I love you. And then I'd fucking ghost you. Now, this is a King of the Hill reference.
Which part?
The smoke you, your arms look like cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
So there's an episode of King of the Hill where Hank gets addicted to smoking again, and he has to go to this, like, quit smoking class. And at some point, the guy running the class says something to him, and Hank shouts, you calling me weak? Look at your little birdie arms. They're no thicker than a cigarette. I could smoke them little arms. The problem is that made me like this just a little bit because I love it when things that I love are referenced, especially when it's something that weird and obscure that's apparently for nobody but me.
I'd love to know if this was a parallel thought or if they truly are King of the Hill fans.
Oh, they are. All of this stuff was annotated from the actual band on Genius Annotations.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it 100% is an actual reference. It's just so fucking weird, though.
I really tried to understand what the hell they were talking about. And when they say you talk a lot of game for someone with such a small truck, truck. I was like, what did they mean by truck? I think they mean truck.
Yeah.
Just, okay. And then I bet I could smoke you, I could roast you, and then you'd love it, and you'd text me I love you, and then I'd fucking ghost you is such a weird way to mentally play with somebody. Tim, I gotta say, I have been ignoring, I guess you do it all the time. You've been trying to do it to Diane Warren for years now. I have never really seduced somebody for the sole purpose of then completely ghosting them after they fall head over heels for me.
Oh, that's not what I'm doing with Diane Warren.
Is it more of a dirty, rotten scoundrel situation?
No. I want her to be happy, and I think I can make her happy, and I plan to live with her until she dies.
That's right. I forgot this was in the name of true love.
I'm not into her at all. I want to be clear about that. She deserves it. She's given the world so much.
So much love. She deserves to get it back. I'm curious.
She should write a song for these guys.
No, I don't think so.
Fair.
I'm curious, what personality is currently hitting on Miss Diane Warren?
A lot of them are still named Tim, so you were able to fill out the paperwork in time, so you fixed it, but a lot of the personalities and a lot of the interns, the paperwork has not gone through yet, and they remain Tim, so it's difficult to...
Sorry, did you spend show money having people having your illegal aliases that all somehow have social security numbers? You had all of their names changed to Timothy Richardson too?
It really defeats the purpose of having them at all.
Yeah, but it also is just pointless.
Well, it's worse than pointless, Garrett. The reason they exist are for exit strategies, and if they're all named Tim, they're useless.
Yeah, that's no strategy at all. So not only are you showing up in your very obvious disguises, you're mostly named Tim every time?
Well, for the past couple of weeks, yes.
Do you also scream, I'm a different Timothy Richardson?
I think she gets the message with the costumes.
Oh my God. Back to this song. We established that she thinks you're a piss baby and you got a big truck, but that's all. And now, Tim, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to cast dispersions, but you tell me if this sounds like something to you, if this reminds you of anything. With the big boys coming with the big stuff, I feel so clean like a money machine. Oh yeah. Big boys coming with the big trucks. Feel so clean like a money machine. Does that sound like to you? Like, what's going on there? It starts with the word lot and it ends in izzard.
Ooh.
Sounds like a lot lizard to me. Looking forward to the big boys coming with the big stuff. Feel so clean, making money like a money machine with the big boys coming in the big trucks. I mean, what are we talking about here? That's somebody stalking that parking lot, eating Cool Ranch Doritos and Mountain Dew Code Red, getting ready to J some D's.
So
classic lot lizard.
After moving out of the owner's house, the robot, the sex bot, has gone out and is trying to make their way in the world, but it turns out the only thing really they're good at is sex. They are the sort of person that can make you orgasm and stay orgasmed. And that's something people will pay money
for.
Time. Absolutely.
Sure. And let me sweeten the pot if I may. How do you feel about this? So they had the files. They were a dentist. Felt they were balling out hardcore like a dentist. I don't know. Maybe while sentient couldn't resist the urge, and we come to find out from the ADA that robot dentist is cleaning the gums, but also cleaning the pipes, if you know what I mean. She's giving out HJs while she's cleaning those teeth.
Gross.
So she gets whatever disbarred is. What is it called?
Probably
loses her license. That's not. That's lawyers. So yeah, she loses her license, her robot dentist license, and she decides, listen, can't deny my true nature. That's how she ends up back in that lot lizard game.
Disbraced, probably.
Disbraced? Oh, go to your shame corner.
Anyway, this song ends the same way as the last one, with a bunch of inappropriately added industrial noises. But I also want to point out, you read the line, feel so clean like a money machine. This song is 1 minute and 55 seconds. That is said 16 times. That means they say feel so clean like a money machine once every 7.1875 seconds. Way too much.
Yeah, it is too much. It's the best line in there. I'll give him that.
Sure, because it illustrates what the robot is doing.
Sure. But for a song that is less than 2 minutes, that is comprised at least 34% with feel so clean like a money machine, we've kind of hit all the high notes because it ends with 15 seconds of bass and distortion.
Yes.
Track number 3, 800 decibel Cloud. those kids and their drugs, right?
Yeah.
It's a loud cloud.
Okay, it is a loud cloud. It's a loud pot smoke cloud, I guess.
Well, really, the weed is loud, and so that's what makes it a loud cloud. Strong weed is loud weed, and then hence a loud cloud.
I just don't understand the youth.
No, you don't. So yes, the 800 decibel cloud is a very loud or strong cloud of marijuana smoke. Slow things down a little bit here in the opening before we go back to the usual menagerie of lunacy. But I don't know if, Tim, if you're going to have the mental memory, that's a thing people say, the mental memory to remember the, I don't know what to call it, the beat in here, I love that.
All right.
For whatever reason, I really like the music in this song. The song itself is pretty dumb.
Not pretty dumb. It's real dumb.
Still better than 85% of what's on Boarding House Reach.
Fair.
But I like the weird reverb and the kick drum that they use at the end of each chorus. Let's see here. We get into it and it starts pretty slow. She says, he said, I love you on the plane. I said, I love you too. He said, everything is different now. Everything has changed. Always on a plane. Always something new. I said, nothing's new. Nothing's changed. I still need you. What do you think's going on there, Tim?
He is talking to his new lady. Well, not new lady, but his new robot. And
wait, well, okay, hold on.
It's new to him.
Who's he?
Just some guy that has found her, saved her, thinks he's saving her from the life on the streets.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but yeah, he thinks it's something new, but to her, it's nothing new. Nothing's changed.
All right. I think we got a metaphorical plane here, not a real airplane. I think he said, I love you on the plane. On the plane might be a drug reference, Tim. I think it might be saying high. While they're high, he said, I love you. She said, I love you too. But then he said, now everything's different. Everything's changed. You're always high. There's always some new thing you're going to use to get high with. And then she's saying, no, nothing's new. Nothing's changed. I still need you. It's not about getting on the plane all the time.
Yeah, but then she hits the boof smoking something new.
Right. Yeah, she can't help herself. And then followed with quickly roll the boof. Then I smoke. Then it's all gone. Hit that G so hard that it fall off. Taking shots in the dark, that's a bad call. Going straight for your head, gotta saw it off. I wouldn't quite call it rapping, but it does seem to be about getting fucked up and potentially there's some sort of head sawing at the end there.
Yeah, there always is.
I mean, if you got some sort of robot, you've always got to be wary of the fact that there's a huge strength difference going on there. So maybe this sex robot, this lot lizard, what's a lot lizard robot called? Lotbot. Nice. That's right there.
Yep.
This Lotbot is trying to make good, finally hitting the booth, chilling out with her new man who rescued her from that lot, that lizard life. And then when he's starting to deject her, starting to say that everything's different now that you've become an indoor bot, all you want to do is get high. It's not even about me. You just want to sit back and enjoy all my boof. Which I got to say, Tim, a lot of words for weed in this world. Most of them don't mind them. Weed, ganja, green, herb, flower, even. Let's class it up. But come on, let's not call it boof.
Funny thing about that, I had the exact opposite reaction. I love boof. I love boofing.
Every time I hear boof, all I think of is the classic Michael J. Fox film Teen Wolf. And there's the girl that's, of course, infatuated with him, which takes them the entire movie to realize that she's the one for him, and her name is Boof.
Absolutely. I like when he surfs on a car and he gets good at basketball like werewolves are.
Broke both my arms that summer trying to recreate that stunt.
Yeah, playing basketball.
Trying to turn into a werewolf. The song continues. Never say what I need when I need you. I'm good on the weed, but I need you. I might hit the weed. I might hit the boof. So she admits that she enjoys the weed, but she also needs him, and he's not hearing it because if the whole time you're saying, no, I don't need weed, I need you, you're hitting that boof. That's not very convincing.
No, it's not.
And then they sort of round a corner. Like the first third of or maybe even 2/3 of the song is trying to convince this fella not to kick out this Lotbot. And then the Lotbot just kind of goes ahead with it and says, you know what? Fuck it. I'm addicted to Monster, money, and weed. I guess it's Monster energy drink. Maybe that's what robots are fueled on.
Yeah, well, one of the weirdest things that I learned this week, other than maybe Minecraft has concerts, is that Laura Les has a Monster energy drink tattoo.
Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah, she does. That's a bad choice.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a Monster energy drink tattoo or would you rather have a Sublime tattoo?
It depends. Can I get the Monster energy drink tattoo as a tramp stamp?
Ooh. No, only because I think you want that. Both are going to go on the back of your calf, but will stretch the entire height and width of your calf.
Okay, well, here's the problem with the Sublime tattoo. That would be an additional tattoo.
What?
Well, Monster Energy Drink used to sponsor me. Not on the show, just to like go around and advertise their product, you know.
I doubt that. Were they a sponsor on the show?
No, absolutely not. This was well before that. I was going to say I've gotten no tattoos. I've gotten less tattoos during the tenure of the show than previously.
Okay. Do you have a Monster Energy Drink tattoo on the small of your back?
I do, yes.
Wow.
Would you like to see it? You've seen me shirtless
so.
a number of times. You know about all my tattoos. The Calvin and Hobbes ones.
Yeah. God, those are so profane.
But they're perfect. I think Bill Watterson would really be proud of them or sue the shit out of me.
Boy, can you sue people for copyright infringement on their skin? No.
I don't know, but he really hates people using his stuff for not comics.
As would I. The song continues, I'm blowing clouds so loud you can't fucking see. I'm addicted to everything that I see. I'm addicted to making money off me. Of course, there it is, Tim, right there. That Lotbot's addicted to selling its body.
I don't know if addicted. I think addicted might be a metaphor for programmed. The Lotbot just doesn't know the difference.
Sure. Yeah, it may have sentience. Doesn't mean it completely denies its programming. I mean, that's why it started jaying off all those fellas getting their teeth cleaned.
Yep.
Can't help what it is. Anyway, it ain't hard to quit. Karen, what you think? Yeah. Burnt me one too many times like a tree. Yeah. Now there's fire raining down on your screams. Yeah. Tim, this is coming together nicely.
Yeah.
Our Lotbot, let's call her Veronica, has set fire to her gentleman caller's home after he's denied her advances and claimed that she's too... Oh, I can see it right now, Tim. Oh, you think I'm hitting that boof too much? Well, we'll just see. Rolls him into a giant human-sized joint, burns down the whole house.
Terrifying.
Isn't it?
Yep, it sure is. And then Slayer shows up to perform the outro.
Yeah, while they screamed, shut the fuck up, where's the weed at? I assume while that person's burning alive in a giant joint.
Yeah, and making demon Slayer noises.
Right. Oh, yes. There's some sort of event horizon that opens up somewhere around there. Track number 4, I Need Help Immediately. So this is not a song.
It's not. It is disjointed, it's alarming, it sounds like an emotional breakdown composed entirely of Super Nintendo samples. It's probably what they were going for, but it's not what I needed in my life this week.
No, there's very scant lines delivered, and I will say they all seem to be delivered by the ghost of Vincent Price.
Yes.
Like, pretty much all you hear is, I need help immediately.
I don't know that we've done an album by a ghost yet.
By a ghost? What do you mean, by a dead person?
Yeah.
Eminem sang that Cranberries song. She's dead.
What?
Oh, no, it just played in the background.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, also
Goddamn
she made
revival.
Yeah, this is not really anything to discuss, I don't think, here. It does have my favorite Genius lyrics comment, courtesy of Fortnite Pro 69, who said simply, thanks, I hate it. I agree, Mr. Pro 69.
Yeah, the song is mostly, sound effects. There was a round of applause at some point, and they say, I need help immediately, repeatedly. Please do something back. Maybe this sexy Lotbot's been haunted by the ghost of the man she burned alive.
You can't haunt a robot.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here on this show right here and now and say that you can, but I'm sure as fuck, Tim, not going to be so irresponsible as to say that you can't. Capital C. Probably not. Probably not.
No.
You don't want to get sued.
Okay, that's fair. Allegedly, robots cannot be haunted.
Wait, can robots sue us?
If they can become dentists, they can sue.
Well, that's the future. We're fine right now. They can't be dentists.
Well, then I have been going to a dentist who's been dressing like some sort of sex bot.
Oh my God.
Track number 5, Stupid Horse.
Stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. Lost some money in my bank account.
Best song on the album?
Absolutely, and here's the thing, it's ska. Garrett,
Oh, it's 100% ska.
my favorite thing on the album is fucking ska.
Dude, you love ska. You're a skankhead from way back.
Yeah, but I've grown since then.
If you say so.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, let's start at the very top. Love the title of the song. I was hoping for a bit more of a suburban kids with biblical name style romp. Compared to the rest of the album, it absolutely is. But I think that this is my favorite song based solely on my ability to like follow what's happening, to understand the words they're using. Yeah, but it is ska. We even get a pick it up at the start.
If you told me this was Real Big Fish, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yes.
I'd be a little surprised because it's all completely pitch shifted and sounds insane. Let's talk about this because I'm curious what you think this is about. Because for me, it's about one of three things.
Okay. Well, to me, it's following an almost like Insane Clown Posse like Fleet of Fancy.
Okay.
Because they had at least one song in every album, the I Found a Corpse or whatever, where it was just running around punching or killing people. It sounded like they were live tweeting the actions of the Grand Theft Auto character.
Right. Yeah, there's just one crazy adventure after the next.
Yeah, and that's kind of what this feels like.
Yeah, I think this tells a story. I think it tells a great story. I don't know if it's going to fit in nicely with our sex bot.
Well, we'll just say the sex bot's the one doing all the stuff. Go ahead.
Okay, that works. Well, then that'll make things a little more straightforward. So the song says, bet my money on a stupid horse, I lost that. So I ran up to the track to get my cash back. I just gotta leave this place with a big bag. So I found the fucking jockey and I grabbed that. And then we get a nice pick it up. So, Tim, at this point, you would think that this guy, this person, this sex robot, sentient sex robot, Johnny number 6, I am alive. Can we watch Short Circuit 2 after this?
After 1998's Godzilla. Yes.
Oh, yes, after Godzilla. Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that movie. Okay, great. I love Michael McKean. Anyway, back to this. So at this point, I am assuming that this person's a bettor, that they have lost their money at the track and they've gone back to get their cash back. But when they say, I got to leave this place with a big bag, then I start to wonder, instead of it being a jockey who lost his money, maybe this is a drug dealer that scammed him on some bad H. Or they got so high they lost their stash. Because I bet my money on a stupid horse, I lost that. Maybe he lost his H. I'm not saying it's one or the other yet, or it could be both, but I think it's possible it's one of the two.
I think it's somebody that's lost some money at the track and is gonna get that money from that horse or jockey, or probably the horse.
I'm sure he's not going to get it from the horse, Tim. The horse.
Some of those horses do really well. They win a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's not like they have a wallet.
Well, no. I mean, okay, yes,
Where would
okay.
they keep it?
They got to go to the bank to get it, but you make them do that. Maybe you kidnap that jockey. You hold him for ransom. That horse goes to the bank, brings you some money. Look at those teeth. You know how expensive it is to keep those teeth looking that nice and giant?
I don't believe that they're paying for any service to have their teeth gianted. Anyway, song continues. Pushed him down to the ground and I punched him in his face. Yeah, I stole his phone. That put him in his place. Me and that horse, we ran out of the place. Then we drove my Porsche back to my place.
So, okay, found the fucking jockey and I grabbed that. So the protagonist has attacked the jockey.
Yes, or the drug dealer if jockey is slang for H dealer.
Could be.
Could be. Me and the horse, we ran out of that place. Either he left with a whole bag of H there, or he left with a horse.
Yeah. I like to think
it sounds like the horse was in on it.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem though, because we've discussed exactly how you get a horse in an airplane in the soon to be classic System of a Down episode.
Yeah.
Porsches are small.
Very small. Very small. So that means, well, let's continue, Tim, because maybe there's consequences to cramming a horse into 3/4 of a Porsche. The chorus goes, stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. Lost my money in my bank account, oh no. And that is repeated 4 times for a total of 10 times in this 2-minute song. And I gotta say, it is catchy as fuck. I have been scream singing this in Tim's face all week. It's been a blast.
Yeah, I've been actually having a lot of fun with it this week as well. Like usually I hate it when you scream in my face, but this week
Sounds like you're coming around to this album, Tim.
Sounds like I'm coming around to having my face screamed in.
Well, either way, I'm getting what I want. Alternate reading though, stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche could be on a nod. Maybe he robbed that dealer, took all his H, went back to the Porsche, got high, didn't even bother to shut the door, falls out, lands on the pavement.
Yeah, that does
stupid horse, I just fell out of the Porsche. It happens all the time. You go to a CVS, Walgreens, you take a look around. You probably have ignored it in the past. Take a look around. You'll see no less than 3 people that have found themselves in a deep heroin knot and have fallen out of their car.
Austin's a weird place. Does heroin affect robots?
Well, I don't know. It's 2717. Maybe they run on each.
You think the year's 2017.
No. I don't think it's 2017. I think that this song takes place in the year 2717.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we have a sentient, attractive sex bot. That doesn't exist now.
I think we get that technology way sooner than 2717. I predict 10 years. Because when robots are invented, obviously robots have been invented, but when robots get good enough that they can mimic human action, human emotion, sex bots the very first thing that they're gonna be used for.
It's a real irony because it's the first thing that people want them for, and it's maybe the most difficult thing to do because they can't. Well, you and I apparently have very different thresholds for when we're willing to fuck an inanimate object.
Well, no, not me. I'm just saying they already exist and people are doing that. And
Dave Cat.
Oh, Dave Cat's amazing. Google Dave Cat.
Yeah, we tell you not to Google a lot of stuff. Don't Google Mr. Hands. Don't Google shaved bears. Do Google Dave Cat. It's a man who's married to a sex doll.
He's married to one and he has a second girlfriend who is also a sex bot, and that his wife is jealous and the girlfriend is jealous and they get in fights sometimes.
Mm-hmm. But again, they're just giant mounds of silicone and wire.
Yes.
And I assume some sort of vibrating egg. Anyway, after the stupid horse, Tim, do you have any idea what this is? Stupid horse and a swordfish dancer. Pick it up. Spending my money on a fishnet carousel. Go, 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 go. So fast now. Best I came up with, swordfish dancer, fishnet carousel, strippers maybe? Some sort of carousel of horrors?
I think they're comparing the track/heroin to the strip club. And the go, 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 go so fast now. Now the lot bot is judging these human strippers. Go, 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 go so fast now. She could do it much faster and much better.
Interesting. So either on a heroin bender or having stolen a horse and beaten a jockey, our sex robot goes to a strip club to heckle women for being not sexy enough. I love it. Hold on. Where's that horse? Is it staying in the Porsche?
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing about putting a horse in your car. I know you can leave your dog in the car, you roll the window down for a little bit, you can run into the store, come back out, and everything's probably going to be fine, right? Mm-hmm. That horse will shit that car up. It does not understand that it can't. I mean, you literally have to put a diaper on that horse to keep it from shitting in your car.
Adorable.
It's not. No, it's not. Because even if you do have the diaper on there, horses make a lot of
leak.
poop. Yep.
Yeah, people don't realize it. You're looking at up to 4 gallons of excrement. That's not even counting the urine. But it's almost as though they do it instinctively, Tim. It's not a question of if it will shit your car. It is just literally when it gets in that back seat, it's just going to shit everywhere.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true.
What?
If you leave it alone in the car, it will. If you're in there with it, it's fine. It will not poop.
Sure, right. Assuming it trusts you.
Yes. That's actually a great way to tell if a horse trusts you.
It isn't.
Well, maybe you have some sort of horse trust car that you use only for this experiment.
I'm going to have to go ahead and say track number 6, I Would Never Stop You.
I've been saying that way wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was Would Never Stop up until that moment. Didn't realize it was elite speak.
Yeah. The beginning of this seems like something that the DCEU would choose to play over a Harley Quinn montage.
Oh yeah, we're talking about early 2000s trance, maybe even a dance song with some crazy dub and bass breakdowns. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the lyrics work too. Baby, you know that I gotcha. I would never stop you. I would never stop you because you know I'm crazy. Crazy for you, baby. And you gotta know every day you've got me, feeling like.
The whole thing's a build.
Yes.
But the problem with this song, Tim, is that you just read the song.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just repeated in slight variations over and over again, with the exception of the outro.
Oh, right.
This
is the outro.
Did you get a bay count?
I came in at 108 bays.
Absolutely, you're right. And it is broken up slightly by, does he say you gotta know? I
did not take it into account. But what I did do, Tim, did a little extra math. Those 108 bays, which are repeated one right after the next at the end of the song, constitute 49 seconds.
Yeah.
49 seconds of a 2-minute and 55-second song.
Yes. Hold on. Let me do a little extra math here.
Don't hurt yourself. Get some Gatorade, bike shorts.
So, considering the length of this actual album, that's like 4% of the album.
Is Bay.
Yes. Bay.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. And the whole song, we glossed over it pretty quickly, but the part Tim read pretty much encapsulates it. It's about one presumably sex robot professing its love to yet another human, and this time going way overboard so that this one won't leave her and force her. And I'm assigning a gender. We don't know. Do sex bots have a gender? They probably have an outward gender. It doesn't matter. Anyway, forcing her
Again,
to...
it's the programming.
Right. It all comes down to the programming. So this time around, not wanting to get left and being forced to set her partner on fire, she's going way over the top, saying, give my heart for you to take. We could go and drive and leave this place, getting my strength from your embrace. Baby, let's go all the way. And then they repeat permutations of that over and over again before we get into a Bay cycle. A Bay-nado? A Bay spiral?
Yes.
Track number 7, ringtone.
50 group DM, send another text asking me if I seen them. Pushing back a deadline, gotta make my bed.
Open with some bleeps and blorps. Sounds like a Nokia from 1998.
And I mean, that makes sense, obviously, given the title/subject matter. I refuse to look back at old albums or episodes. I'm pretty sure we discussed basically this exact same song at some point, maybe Lady Gaga or Gwendolen Stefani.
I'm trying to remember who that was. I thought it was somebody that was much more of a creep.
Could be.
But yes, we have had a song where one person, and maybe this was the song I actually felt the least confident about, Tim. I really tried to figure out what this is about. Obviously, we can say confidently, one of these people is infatuated with another.
Yeah, this goes back to that ghosting thing, I think, that was mentioned in the previous song.
But where I'm curious is, do you agree with me in saying the other half of the song is the other person or robot trying to figure out a way to be like, yeah, I'm not that into this at all?
Yeah, it definitely seems like that. Yeah.
All right, well, let's open it up. And this is yet another one of those songs, Tim, where I can't hate this album when I see the budding talent. Although, okay, let me read it. My boy's got his own ringtone. It's the only one I know. It's the only one I know. My boy's got his own ringtone. It's the only one I know. It's the only one I answer. Very catchy.
Yes.
Very, very catchy. It's well written, good delivery. Here's where I might have a problem. Up until this very moment, I was saying I don't hate this album because I see a lot of promise. It's interesting to see two people that put together an album with largely zero direction and only real technical training and have moments like this that are good. However, that's not what this show's about. I've been doing us a disservice. I need to judge this fairly. This is a professional music song album.
Yeah.
And it's bad.
It is bad.
Yeah, at best, this is an Ariana Grande song with a lot of work. And that's not a good song.
At best, this is part of the chorus to an Ariana Grande song that she has changed every other part of.
Well, yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a terrible standard. So you might be watching a Becoming. No, excuse me, not a Becoming. You might be watching me get there in this very moment. I've been judging this unfairly.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad. Because this is an album. This is something that somebody put out there. The problem is, this is what you get. If you don't hate it, if you say that this is okay, you're just going to get more of this.
Yeah. And there was a time where you had to be like really good at what you did to get a record deal.
Yep.
And this isn't really good. It shows promise, and maybe you guys are going to make a great album in a couple of years. But right now, this is a mess.
Yeah. And I mean, they're signed to Atlantic, so they've got that Led Zeppelin cachet behind them.
I think that's mostly been spent.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't...
we'll see.
I just have the old records. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's clear.
Yep.
The song continues. 27 missed calls, lighting up my cell phone, sending you a text saying, call you when I get home, taking off my work clothes, working on a cold one, 45 group texts, 50 group DMs. Send another text asking me if I've seen them, pushing back a deadline, gotta make my bedtime, then I crack a smile because I love you and I do it all again. Now, at first I thought this was in this case, I guess we'll say sex robot, being infatuated with a fella, her boy, if it will, and these are all the calls that she gets, and she's got 45 group texts and 27 missed calls, but I don't think so. I think this is her lifestyle. She has 27 missed missed calls lighting up her cell phone, but they're not from this guy. This guy's a normal guy. He's not texting her. He's not blowing up the phone. This is just how this person, or excuse me, sex robot is.
Sure, okay. And I think that works because the group text and group DMs wouldn't be from the one guy.
Right. But then the song goes on. Something's got to work this time. It's my way of trying to let you know I've got a little thing for you. I've got a little crusher, something. Maybe I'm just drunk as fuck. So it's clear, and this tracks beautifully with our story, Tim. She has been hurt too many times. She has walked away from a fiery church with a giant joint lit in the middle of it, filled with a human being. Enough. She wants true love. So she's putting it out there. Maybe she's a little drunk on whatever it is robots get drunk on in the 2717 or 10 years from now. What she's saying is that she's got a crush. She's into him. And unfortunately, we're going to learn here in just a second, this is not a two-way street. He says, 29 missed calls, never leave the basement. I don't want to tell you what I'm really thinking. Used to love that ringtone when you called me. Now it makes me sick. I think this guy's like, yeah, I'm not really into you or the calling and texting all the time. That's not really what I'm into.
Yeah, he used to be super excited because it was new and he had never been with a robot before. But now, every time he gets that, maybe his friends started to make fun of him. It's a little, it's hundreds of years or possibly 10 years in the future, and it's legal, but not necessarily socially acceptable. So his friends have been making fun of him. Yeah, and he's not feeling it anymore. And so now every time he hears that one particular ringtone, I wish it would stop.
Or even conversely, maybe now when she hears that ringtone, it makes her sick because he's finally called her and been like, hey, robot, you know how fast you can dial a phone per minute? Stop.
Do you have any specific ringtones for anyone?
No, I have specific photos.
Yeah, I do too. Mostly you doing karate, or karate, as you insist on calling it, in a bathroom.
It was in that green shirt.
Yeah.
That was a lady's shirt.
I'm not going to, if you'd like to tell me, if you'd like to pick one for me, I'd be into that. But I will tell you, you're Buck Cherry. You're crazy, bitch.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, because here's what I'm thinking. In a meeting at my fancy work job that I have and go to, I'm in the boardroom, as I assume I will be soon, and that song just starts blaring. I just love the idea that I have to answer the phone, kind of maybe move to the corner of the room, excuse myself, and then come back and say, I've got to go. Bex escaped. He got loose. You understand. You've got a Beck.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, my phone's always on vibrate. I will say, Tim, do you know what the photo that comes up when you call me is?
No.
Folks can look this up. It's an album cover. It is Herbie Mann, Push, Push.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. The flautist.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he lets me know to get on guard. Bad things are afoot. Yeah. Tim's calling.
Track number 8. Gek. This starts off with, they sound like leftover sound effects from old Looney Tunes shows. Like it feels like somebody's creeping up on a rabbit, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have written here. A whole bunch of Looney Tunes walking around noises while somebody gives us a sample of all of the worst sound effects you can find in ProLogic.
Yep. And then 58 Gecs in a row.
By a robot.
Well, yes, of course.
Maybe that's the noise it makes when it's gecking you off.
Or when it's getting there.
God, do robots get there?
That was the first ever robot orgasm on the show.
Oh, excuse me, one moment. That was a small golf clap for the world's first robot orgasm on this show. A minute 20 before the song turns into a song, which is infuriating somewhere around the 9th listen.
Yeah, and also it never really turns into that much of a song.
No, not at all. They say, you can call on me anytime, and I'm running home to you. Please remember, baby, I'm not stronger than you. Dude, I think this song is about a useless human being taking advantage of somebody who's an enabler.
Absolutely. I wrote, this is an ode to codependency.
I, curiously, though, didn't write any of the other lyrics down. So
there really are no other lyrics.
Oh.
You can call on me anytime and I'm running home to you. Please remember, baby, I'm not stronger than you, etc. It's basically the same thing.
Okay. Track number 9. Hand crushed by a mallet.
kind of hoping for a Beck song here. Didn't get it.
What made you think it would be Becky?
And just the title.
Oh, it is a weird title. Has a dancey sound. There's almost a weird Stranger Things opening to it before it goes back to more what you would expect. I think this is either a song about a band breaking up in a murder or killing a fly in the studio and feeling bad about it. The fly thing is a stretch, but their music video for this song supports it. One of them is dressed like a giant fly. The other is dressed like the Mask.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Poorly, though.
Anyway. Oh, so poorly. Like a child's Halloween costume.
Yeah.
That was made at home. So the song goes, I was trying to find a way to kill time. I didn't even get to tell you goodbye. I was trying to find a way to kill time. Now you're gone, and I can't ever say goodbye. So we're either singing to somebody they've lost to death, somebody who's just left, or a fly they killed.
Yeah. I hear you're looking for a way to fight the Corpus Bride. Is it Corpse Bride? I'm pretty sure it's Corpus Bride.
No, it's Corpse Bride.
Okay.
Well, it's Corpus Bride in the song. It's Corpse Bride in the movie.
Well, sure.
I don't know what we're talking about. There's feelings going to my head. I'm thinking things I shouldn't say. You've circled me inside my room. I couldn't go another day. It's either a fly flying around in their room, or that's maybe somebody that left them and they're thinking about hunting them down and killing them forever, leaving them. That tracks nicely with our sex robot. She does have a history of being left and killing.
Yes, and even if you're designed for sex, you're still a robot.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta imagine hand strength alone.
Well, yeah, it was designed for hand strength for sex, but it can go way higher.
Sure, it could crush those genitals.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, what the fuck? Take my hand, crush it up. Spill the blood on the floor. I ain't scared. Think there's more. What the fuck? Make it stop. Took too long. Here right now. That checks out.
What checks out?
The too strong hand in the sex robot part.
Oh, right. With all the blood on the floor and such.
Yeah, and the crushing my hand. And yeah.
Sure. Smashed genitals. It also is all delivered with the...
No.
What?
No smashed genitals.
Okay, but it is still all delivered with the, look at me, here I am, Uncle Mo, thank you, man.
Yeah, it is. Oh, but, a weird, synthy voice.
And then the song continues, never wanted you inside, you made it your mission. Didn't want to hurt no one, but you just went and made it fun. When they say inside, I'm not sure, maybe it's because the fly came inside the studio and it's not supposed to be there, or maybe it was the bandmate or possibly lover that was never supposed to be anything more than a cheap fuck to our sex robot. Maybe a quick way to get some cash, classic Lotbot, but then got the feels and had to kill this person.
That does check out.
So the last little bit, we find out why this other person left them. They say, we were in the studio. I was just playing. You were all work and I was all play. And you were talking business, aiming with your weapon. I was on your hit list. I felt the compression. So he's in the studio. He's working hard. She's in there talking about her old days as a sex dentist, and he's not having it. So he goes to leave her, and we know what happens when somebody goes to leave her. Rolled up in a giant joint and lit ablaze inside of a Methodist church.
Absolutely. And then the outro, I'll never go, I'll haunt your studio. You won't think of words when you write it up. You'll just hear me singing this song. You think that's okay. You'll just sing along. This goes back to what we were saying. You can't haunt a robot, and a robot can't haunt you. Could possibly haunt a studio because you got all that equipment in there. Technically, it's haunting that.
Okay. So I'm definitely not ready to say a robot can't haunt you, but we can definitely agree that a robot can be transferred into other machinery that can then haunt you.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Track number 10, Get to You.
You call me on the phone and you say I need love. Can you get to me now?
This song made me happy, Garrett.
I know why, but lay it on me, man.
Yes, we have the sample. We talked about this in episodes 21, the Slipknot episode, and 22, the D Antwoord episode. But this song fucking samples the Gregory Coleman drum break from Amen Brother.
By the Winstons.
Yeah, 1969. This is the most sampled track in history. I looked it up on whosampled.com. That's whosampled.com. Go go there now. Use code WIHTA to get 10% off your whosampled.com merchandise. Anyway, this is the most sampled track in history. Over 5,000 songs have used this, including the Futurama theme song, NWA's Straight Outta Compton, Oasis' Do You Know What I Mean, and one of Gary's favorites, Salt and Peppa's 1986 single, I Desire. Unfortunately, Gregory C. Coleman received no money for any of this and died homeless in 2006.
God damn it, I wish you'd leave off that little fact every time.
I really don't understand how the music industry works.
It seems to be fuck everyone around you until they get clever enough to fuck you back.
No, just like that robot.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this song is super catchy. We opened with the Winston's Amen Brother, absolutely putting us in a great mental place to enjoy this song. I do think this song is about a lazy piece of shit and a man taking advantage of a woman. The song goes, I don't know how to be alone. I'm always looking at the phone. Ooh, waiting for your call. So we got somebody sitting alone at their house, literally just waiting for someone to call them. Pathetic. Then they say, I can see it right now. You're sitting all alone and you call me on the phone and you say, I need love. Can you get to me now? So here's the other person. They know that person's just sitting there waiting for them to call, and they pick up the phone and they call and say, oh, I need love. Which if anybody ever called me and said, I need love, can you get to me now? That's an erased contact, right?
Well, it depends who it is.
Across the board.
Not for me.
Okay. So then the song continues. Dishes are piling up, but that's cool because at least we got food. Yeah, everything is piling up, but that's cool. That's cool because at least I got you. I got you. I got you. He's home all day. He's not working, and he still expects her to come home, take care of him, give him her love, and clean the house as well just because she's a robot.
Yeah, it seems, I mean, granted, she's out there performing weird lot lizard sex work.
Yeah, hundreds of robot-oriented sex acts.
And dentistry, sometimes.
Oh, sure. Unlicensed robot dentistry.
Right. But yeah, it's a little shitty. Maybe you provide some people with some orgasms and carry your weight.
Yeah, or just, do the dishes. One of the two, though.
Yes. Has to be one of those two.
Yeah, only those two.
Yeah, because it's kind of goes back and forth between Dylan and Laura. At one point, Laura says, dishes all accounted for, got about a counter full. Yeah, I'm always out of bounds. Yeah, I'm not responsible, but I'm always counted for. Fucking up, but riding home, corner store to studio to work, and then I'm back to you. So I guess it's somebody that, they have a job, but it's making 100 Gecs music, so that doesn't take too long.
Right.
And, isn't likely to get them any money, so.
Yeah, it's classic abuse here because he says, when they're saying, dishes are all accounted for, okay, I did the dishes, I know, I'm so irresponsible, but hey, at least I'm trying and I'm putting food on the table, like going to the corner store, going to the studio, maybe the corner store, she's got a side job, maybe that's where she plies her wares in that back room, she's just J&Ds, or whatever it is you do with a sex robot.
Selling single cigarettes, yeah.
I doubt it, Tim. If you pay for an hour with a sex robot and all you do is purchase singles off of.
Oh no, I'm just saying that's a good way to make a little money. You buy a pack of cigarettes, you sell them to whoever wants one.
Really recommend doing it on the DL. It's not gone great lately. Okay, then we get 50 seconds of drum and bass breakdown at the end, and we're kind of out.
Yeah, I want to say I'm really, really impressed with you cataloging the times throughout this whole thing.
I had to do something. There's nothing happening in these songs.
Yeah.
And I hadn't yet come up with that whole sex bot thing. I wish I'd come up with that beforehand. I would have had an elaborate tapestry, and I would have also listed several things that you can do with a sex robot you can't do with a sex person.
Give me just off the top of your head, too.
There are ports that can only be found on a sex robot.
Okay.
And there's also screens so that you can binge watch stuff.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, a little Breaking Bad. You could watch that episode where they get a fly stuck in their little the room.
There you go.
Yeah.
While you have sex with a thigh vagina or mid-abdomen vagina or back of head vagina. There's so many vaginas on a sex robot, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, there could be any genitals that you'd want.
Oh, absolutely. I excuse me, I'm being incredibly male-centric. Or hetero-male-centric at that. Jesus Christ. You know what? Go get the suitcase, Tim. I need to unpack this privilege. What I mean to say, Tim, is that you could have the genitals of your choice scattered throughout the body of your sex robot in the year 2717 or 10 years from now. We're unclear as when the technology is going to arrive. But the point is you need to think outside the bounds of conventional male-female genital construction.
Absolutely.
Having said that, Tim, I'm curious, how did this do?
Well, this isn't the sort of album that people like necessarily buy.
It kind of like our show.
Yeah, it hit number 7 on the Billboard Heat Seekers chart, number 36 on the Billboard Indie Albums chart. Didn't crack the top 200 though. The remix album, 1000 Gecs and the Tree of Clues, did a bit better. It hit number 198 on the Billboard 200. I suspect their next album will be fairly successful.
Somebody's going to get a hold of them and do some work.
Sure, unless it comes out in 2021, in which case it will fail because only good things will happen this year. It's a Tim Richardson guarantee. You know what? If something bad happens to you, you should probably contact me and get your money back.
And where should they contact you?
We do this at the end of the show.
Yeah, folks, if you want to let Tim know, you can reach out to him directly at...
Dude.
What?
Dude.
You said to reach out.
All right, I guess
I thought you wanted them to call you.
Field concerns there. Have Gino bleep it one way or the other.
You know he's not going to remember. What did people think of it?
Well, the critics really kind of liked this. The New York Times music critics, one of them gave it the number 10 spot. The other gave it the number 1 spot on the best albums of 2019 list.
Oh, come on.
Pitchfork, it was in the top 50. It was in the top 50 of Rolling Stone and Stereo Gum. Critics seem to like this, and I suspect that this is one of those things where they're like, well, we don't get it, but maybe this is like the first time somebody saw a Jackson Pollock painting, so I better say I like it just in case.
They're just hedging their bets?
Yes.
Okay, I'd agree with that. But now it makes me want to hate it because it feels like only pretentious cunts like this.
Yeah, you do hate it.
I don't know if I do, Tim.
Yeah, you do.
Any reviews?
Yeah, there are 95 reviews on Amazon, 4.6 out of 5 stars on average, 80% 5-star, 4% 1-star. That feels wrong to me, but whatever. The first one is by Saba, and he or she has titled his or her review, "If I say it's my favorite album, you have the right to bully me." It's from 2021. Such a good album. It feels chaotic to play on a record player. Like it feels illegal. Can't explain it. Still love it though. I can play Stupid Horse at Grandma's house now. 5 out of 5 stars. So this is a person that bought this on vinyl specifically to harass their grandmother.
I'm considering buying it on vinyl to harass you.
Yeah, but I have other ways of playing it. That grandma only had a record player and does not understand that this type of music can be on vinyl.
That's elder abuse. What else you got?
This is from Chris Allen, called Bought This as a Christmas Present. He didn't get it yet, but he's going to love it. Next year I'll buy him a record player. 5 out of 5 stars.
So you buy him the album, and then he's got to wait a year for the record player.
Yes.
You're going to love that horse song in 9 months. Just 9 short months. You're going to get to hear this Gecs.
How many months do you think a year has?
Well, no, I know how many months. I was assuming that some months had passed.
Far funnier if you'd said 9.
10?
Yeah, basically. There's a bunch of other ones that are just essentially like, not for me, but my kid likes it. And I'm about to hit that boof.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's
a lot of boof talk?
Boof hitting music.
I would disagree with that. I don't think I'd want to be on the boof at all for this.
Yeah, no, this will ruin your high. Not that, either of us have ever boofed.
No. Neither of us have ever done any sort of illicit or illegal drug, nor do we understand how that would even happen.
Right, but I would imagine that this would harsh whatever buzz you would have.
Yeah, it doesn't seem mellow or melodic. Any other reviews, Tim?
No good ones.
Who's this for?
This is for people like Chris Allen and his son. It's for people who have no way to hear it. Like, you can own this, just don't listen to it.
It's for people with no record player and don't understand how phones work.
Yes, or for grandmothers who only can listen on vinyl.
It's also for pretentious rock critics.
Yes, it is for that.
It's for maybe not even millennials. What's after them?
Generation AA, I think.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, what a lovely waste of time. Okay, I don't know who this is for. Robots. It's for robots. Of course it's for robots. It's for robots, robot fugitive sex workers, robot fugitive sex worker performers, robots fugitive sex worker performer, and murderers.
Yeah.
Okay, and arsonists.
And maybe Garrett. We'll find out.
That takes us to final thoughts. What have we not said about this?
I feel like we've said too much.
Yeah, you're probably right. I feel like I've done a bad job of explaining the parts of it I like.
Yeah, because there's very few parts.
There's so few parts.
The ska is the best part, and it's ska. I do like pick it up, 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 pick it up. Garrett, do you hate this? Did I get you there?
Yes.
Oh, yay. That feels
God,
good.
man, I don't know. I'm bound to peer pressure.
Let the hate wash over you.
I don't know that I hate.
Breathe it in.
I don't.
You said yes. You said yes. I got it on record.
I don't know. I can go back though.
Nah.
There's backsies.
No.
There's take backs.
No, you tried that with Neil Young. And
yeah, I did.
If
And
you
I bought
look
the album and I listened to it and I like it.
Yeah, but look at the board. You're still in the hate column.
Find the feed. Yeah, okay. Tim, do you hate this?
I do, yes.
I love this.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I don't know that I hate it. I don't feel great about it.
You hate it.
Probably. That brings us to the end of the show. If you can go to hatepod.com and click on contact us in the upper left-hand corner. That's a great way to reach out to us. And we want to hear from you. Tell us your weird stories, your thoughts on the album, thoughts on the episode, suggestions, drawings, songs, poems, stories written by robots. We want to hear it all. Send it in, or you can just email us directly at hatepodmail@gmail.com. If that doesn't suit your fancy, then you can reach out to us on Instagram at hatepod. Twitter, it's album hatepod. Let's get those follows up. Slide into those DMs. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, although email's the best, but we will respond to you eventually on all of it. You can even reach out to us on facebook.com/hatepod, but let's be honest, who's on Facebook? What am I leaving out? We got Discord servers, we got subreddits, we've got, a video feed that only 3 of you have now found. So get on it, people. Find the feed. For Why I Hate This Album, I have been one of your hosts, Garrett Harvey.
I have been Tim Richardson, and on September 20th, 2014, Garrett Harvey said, "My cowboy always gets his man." Prophetic words. Fucked me.
God damn it.
There's cowboys running through my dreams. Nothing's quite the way it seems. Well, I joined the Navy. I got kicked out in a week. My facial features aren't distinct. I try to find some meaning in these songs. The genius is a genius, got it wrong. Well, it's a lobster murder sex thing, the bleaching of her hair, full of salt on both your ears. The riffs are too repetitive, the lyrics make no sense. All the songs are B-sides, the cover art's a mess. There's so much here to tear apart. Listen to it for a week, now the week has passed. It's the Why I Hate This Album podcast. Tim and Garrett.